Morning, Commissioner.
Good morning, Ms. Beck. How are you?
Commissioner.
Morning.
Everybody have a good weekend?
All right.
Yeah. You?
Oh, yeah. I got to see my grandkid.
Well,
And
that's
I had to go pitch to my 3-year-old because he told his mom last week, he said, he put the bat down. He said, let's just wait till grandma gets here. Because she can't pitch nearly as good. Makes me feel good because I got like zero talent when it comes to anything with sports.
But you are
I'm a good pitcher.
great.
Yeah, I'm a great pitcher.
You're great in the eyes of a 3-year-old.
Yes, you should. Let's go.
Let's begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to the September 13, 2021 meeting for the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners. My name is Kevin Cook. I serve as the chair this year, also representing District 2. Joining me this morning is Commissioner Bill Rippon, representing District 2. 1, sorry, got off there. And Commissioner Aaron Mays, representing District 3. Good morning.
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 So now we got that out of the way. Madam Clerk, our first item.
See, I'm usually the one that messes up first thing in the morning. Consent agenda.
There is one item on the consent agenda. Are there any questions or is there a motion?
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed. Reflect that it passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item 4, new business A, County Clerk number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Commissioners, this morning we have vouchers totaling $877,358.10. I've reviewed the report. It doesn't appear that there's any items out of the ordinary to note, so I would move for approval.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. All opposed. Reflect that it passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed. Reflect that it passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item B, Public Works number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C302-2021, agreement number 305-21 with the Kansas Department of Transportation for development of a local road safety plan, with Shawnee County's share limited to 10% of the total final project costs, estimated at $5,265.33, utilizing the Public Works Road Maintenance Fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kurt Nias, Director of Public Works. I had commissioned or issued a request with KDOT to perform a kind of a study to prepare a road safety plan. This isn't unique to Shawnee County. In this group alone, there'll be 20 counties, and I think we're probably talking a total of approximately 70 counties have taken advantage of this program. What's nice about it is it allows Shawnee County to request to use safety funds for specific projects in the future. And so with your blessing, again, the county share will be 10% of the final cost. The total cost is estimated a little over almost $53,000, as the clerk said. Looks like a great project and a way for Shawnee County to identify some ways to improve our road system.
Kurt, how often do we do a safety plan?
Not very often, so this is a great opportunity for us.
Okay.
And the fact that the state will pay for 90% of it makes it even better.
Are there going to be any mandates that come out of it that if they identify significant weaknesses, we must complete them immediately, or are there going to be requirements on the county?
No, they're all recommendations. They'll identify areas and they'll have a low-cost solution all the way up to a high-cost solution. So there are opportunities, there are recommendations for the county, opportunities for the county to improve the road system. To my knowledge, there are not any mandates involved.
Is this going to cover all the roads in Shawnee County or just the ones that are maintained by the Shawnee County, not township roads?
All paved roads except those in subdivisions. so it can include township roads, and I suppose it could even include the major roads in the Sherwood Improvement District.
Questions? All right. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Reflect that it passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item B2, consider approval of a request to solicit bids for the removal of BNSF Railway Company's crossing on South Topeka Boulevard, just south of Southwest University Boulevard, and the replacement of pavement removed at an estimated cost of $151,000 with funding from the departmental operating funds.
Courtney House, Director of Public Works. We talked about this project last Thursday. This is just an extension. We would like, now that we have a consultant on board preparing plans, we have a short fuse here. We would like to get this work done before cold weather sets in. So I'm here before you requesting approval to solicit bids for the construction of this work. We anticipate it's going to cost approximately $150,000. Questions?
Questions?
None.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Reflect that it passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item B3, consider authorization and execution of contract C303-2021, a project programming request form with the Kansas Department of Transportation as part of the selection process for the Northwest 66th Street Bridge over Indian Creek project.
Courtney House, Director of Public Works. This bridge project was already identified on our 5-year CIP. It was scheduled for 2024. We made a request to KDOT through their off-system bridge program to ask, the request was to ask for this project and to be paid for mostly using state and federal funds. We were selected. This is the first time Shawnee County has had a state-funded project since, I believe, 2017. Not all costs are split 80-20. The design, for example, utilities and right-of-way are 100% Shawnee County's. Construction and construction engineering is split 80-20. When you factor in what the anticipated costs are and the split, we estimate that we'll be able to build this structure for approximately half of what it would have cost us if we'd have gone ahead alone. So with your blessing, we'll move forward, complete this 302 project form, and this will let KDOT know that we're serious about moving this project forward with their assistance.
Kurt, within the memorandum, there are notes that this bridge allows access to the entire area north of 66th Street, with the next road to the north being 82nd Street.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with this being a somewhat key roadway for the residents of that area, do we know like a timeline when we would be looking at repairing the bridge, replacing the bridge?
Good question, Kevin. We've asked on the 302 form, I believe we asked for a March, April, I think it was a March 2023 letting. So that will give you an idea of what we're talking about. We're talking about late spring, summer, to get this project complete.
You also note in the memorandum that the bridge has deterioration, and if the deterioration accelerates, that the posting would be reduced. Would that be the weight limits, the speed?
The posting refers to the truck weight limits that are permitted on the bridge.
Okay. But and how often do we go out and check those?
We do, just a reminder that Shawnee County, by state and federal law, we inspect all of our bridges every 2 years. We have a consultant that does that for us. And so we're fully in compliance with all the federal regulations related to bridge inspections.
Questions for Kurt regarding this item? Is there a motion?
I'll move for approval. Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Reflect that it passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item C, Facilities Management. Number 1, consider approval of a request to contract with Smithrine Pest Management for pest control services at various county buildings. I think that's a
Good morning, Commissioners. Nelda Henning, Director of Facilities Management. I'm going to go with what the clerk said. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Questions regarding the contract with Smithereen?
When you say various county buildings, is that like, what buildings are we talking about?
It's a lot of the Parks and Rec buildings, the shelter houses and that type of thing, the community centers, the courthouse, courthouse-associated buildings, North Annex.
Okay.
There is a number. I think it pretty much covers, I think there's even some district shops in that too. Pretty extensive list.
Almost 130, in my fast count.
Much.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
And it looks like a lot of these are sprayed monthly?
Yes.
Is that pretty typical?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there-
And they also do on-call, like if we have an issue that pops up, mouse or something like that, they'll come out and take care of those when we need those taken care of too.
Okay.
Any questions?
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed, reflected it passes 3-0. Thank you. Our next item.
Item D, Human Resources, number 1, consider approval of a request to hire an intermittent special skilled employee to assist with payroll at a rate of $18.70 per hour to be funded from the current Human Resources budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Angela Lewis with Human Resources. As the clerk just said, we need to keep an intermittent to help us with payroll. We recently lost both of our payroll employees. One has agreed to stay with us as an intermittent and help us until we're able to fill those positions.
Angela, I know that we have problems across the county, or I guess opportunities across the county for employment. Taking a line from Mr. Niehaus, it's not a problem, it's an opportunity. And so, where do we stand with our positions for the payroll with your office? Do we have applicants coming in? Are we still looking for applicants?
We are still looking for applicants. We've had the position open for 2 weeks now, and we've had no qualified applicants to date.
Okay.
So we're really in need of someone with the qualifications to come in and work with us.
And do we look at the salary being one of the main reasons, or is it just that the job market as a whole, there are more jobs than we have applicants, or is it just a mix of everything?
It is a mix of everything. As you were saying that, I was like, I don't have one good answer. There are a lot of reasons why the market is the way it is today. Salary always helps, but it's not the most important thing. People want time off, people want good benefits, and we have those, so we need applicants.
At one point, the clerk was in charge of the payroll, then we moved the payroll to Human Resources. If we continue to have a problem filling this, would we continue to have this be performed by Shawnee County, or do we look at maybe even contracting out some of our payroll duties?
That would be the next step. If we're unable to find people who are good and can come and can stay, we would need to look at outsourcing our payroll processes. It's the most important thing. People come to work and they expect to get paid on time. We will never fail in that region, so we might have to do something different.
If we were to look at that, would the cost be significantly more for Shawnee County to hire a firm to do your payroll?
We won't know for sure until we look into it, but I imagine it would be a little more. Most companies have a cost per employee, so yeah, I would assume that it would be more.
Okay. So if anyone is watching, or if anybody knows somebody, we are looking for applicants. Commissioners, any other questions?
No.
I'll second. Motion for approval by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. All opposed, reflected it passes 3-0.
Thank you.
What's our Nielsen ratings? Do we have a lot of viewers?
We do. You, more than you would count on, as we hear from people who watch the meetings. Our next item.
Item E, Appraiser's Office, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C304-2021 as a sole source with Keller, Craig & Associates for the performance of a 2022 capitalization rate study to assist in the valuation of commercial and industrial properties at a cost of $15,000 with funding from the Appraiser's Office 2021 budget.
Good morning, Steve Bauman, County Appraiser. I am requesting approval of this agreement with Keller Craig and Associates for the performance of our 2022 capitalization rate study. Past, this has been kind of an every other year study that we're getting at a cost of about $30,000. What I'm wanting to do is split it into two sections, so we'll ask for this annually now. It's going to smooth out my budget so I don't have ups and downs. So it's $15,000 this year, $15,000 following year. That's my plan. So we'll get half of the study, half of the properties this year, the other half the following year. I think it's going to work out a lot better. This study is really valuable to us, assisting us in the valuation of commercial and industrial properties as a component of our income approach to value. It will be process sole source. Continuity of form and substance is very important in a study of this nature. We've been very happy with Keller Craig and Associates and their work for the last almost 15 years, every other year that we've been doing it. They do provide services for a lot of the larger counties, jurisdictions within our state for similar studies, capitalization rates, benchmarks. This sole source agreement was approved by Betty Greiner, so we ran that by her. And the agreement was approved by our counselor's office for form and legality. And I have budgeted for this, and we have sufficient funds available. So I'd be happy to take questions.
Steve, I know you identified the capitalization rate study as being important as part of your evaluations, but what exactly is the capital rate study?
Well, a capitalization rate study, and the importance for going out and providing this to us, is it's an analysis of, I'm supposed to use the word in the definition, but capitalization rates, which is a rate used to apply to an income stream to arrive at a value. So we're capitalizing a net operating income with this rate to give us an appraised value for commercial properties. The reason it's important that we go out for this is we have a lot of different property types in Shawnee County, but not all of them sell. So we need a larger pool of sell information that we derive these capitalization rates from.
So this is looking at the income generated by the business?
No. The business and the property are separate. So let's say you have a business that's selling socks. We don't care about that income. We care about the rent that you're going to pay that building to occupy that space. That's the income we're going to capitalize.
Okay. So based on the rate of occupancy and how much it costs to have the facility, and that's going to be a factor in determination of the value or the assessed value of the property?
Correct. As an investor, when you go to look at purchasing a building, you're going to look at how much income can I get for renting that building out, what's the durability of that income stream, how long is it going to last, and with these capitalization rates, you can indicate a good, what am I going to pay for this property, in comparison to, other investment vehicles that you could find.
Why pay Keller Williams $15,000 as opposed to maybe just calling 3 or 4 different commercial realtors in Topeka, Shawnee County, and asking what they're getting per square foot?
Well, first of all, it's Keller Craig, not Keller Williams.
Keller Craig, I apologize.
That's okay. Second of all, the income stream is something that we can do. We do that. The thing that we need to connect the dots on are the sales associated with income streams. So, you've got the 3 components. You got an income stream, you got a a capitalization rate and you have a appraised value or a sell price. So if you know two, you can figure out the other one. And so if we have sell prices and net operating income, we're going to derive capitalization rates that we can then apply to our different property types throughout the county.
Okay. During our budget process, there was much discussion about the increase in valuations for residential, and then in speaking with Betty Griner, Audit Finance, that residential did not make up the majority of the property tax received. It came from commercial property. What are you seeing in the commercial property field? Are we looking at valuations that are falling, rising, flat?
It's looks to be it's going to be a mixture again this year. Different property types are seeing more success than others. The residential section does make up the majority of our valuations. It's about 60-some% of the total appraised value throughout the county. Things like hotels, they took a pretty hard hit. Entertainment areas, movie theaters, things like that. Our retail sector seems like it may be holding flat, which is a good thing, whereas apartment, warehouse, and industrial are pretty strong. Office buildings appear to be maybe holding stable as well. So I think overall we're going to see an increase in commercial values, just not all commercial values.
Questions
Moving
for-
forward.
Yeah. Questions for Mr. Baumann regarding the capitalization rate study?
Nope.
I'll make a motion to approve the request for the sole source with Keller, Craig, and Associates for the capitalization rate study. Is there a second?
Yes, second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item F, Health Department, number 1, consider approval of a request to fill an emergency preparedness and community outreach specialist position in the Community Health Outreach and Planning Program at a cost of $64,156.30, which will be funded by a grant, and to fill any subsequent positions which become vacant from filling this position.
A tongue twister there for the
Yes.
clerk today. I apologize for that. Craig Barnes, Shawnee County Health Department. We are looking to fill our EPCO specialist, our Emergency Preparedness Community Outreach Specialist, from a recent resignation. This position itself is fully funded through a grant through the Kansas Department of Health and Environment Bureau of Preparedness, which is our Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant. Be happy to answer any questions you may have today.
Any questions?
I'll move to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Mays.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. All opposed, reflect that it passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Our next item.
Item G, Parks and Recreation, number 1, consider approval of a request to fill a vacant adult sports manager position at an annual salary including benefits of $50,745.88, and to fill any subsequent position that becomes open as a result of filling this vacancy.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Laurent, Parks and Recreation Department. I can't really add anything to what the clerk said on this one. The job was vacated by a resignation. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Questions? I'll move for approval.
Second?
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed, reflect that it passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item G2, consider approval of request to acknowledge payment request and partial acceptance certificate and final acceptance for equipment leased through Lease Servicing Center, Inc., DBA NCL Government Capital.
Good morning again, Tim Laurent, Parks and Recreation. So we're not asking for anything that you haven't already approved. We're just asking you to, we're required by our agreement to complete and return these payment requests and partial acceptance certificate, and we'd like you to do that, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions? Motion?
Move for approval.
Second?
Motion for approval by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed, reflect that it passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item G3, consider approval of a request to award bid to Jets Service Company, Inc. for the laundry equipment and service at the Lake Shawnee Campground at a cost of $2,915.52 annually, with Jets to pay 85% of any overage as commission for deposit into the department's revolving fund, and authorization and execution of contract C305-2021 for same.
Tim Laurent, Parks and Recreation. If you remember back in August, we went out for RFP for this service. Jets was the only company that responded. They are also the company that we are currently using, and we're very happy with the service and would like to continue it. Be happy to answer any questions.
Questions?
Move for approval.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Rippon, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Reflect that it passes 3-0. Thank you. Our next item.
Item 5, administrative communications.
Opportunity for any department head or member of the public to address the commission on any item. Mr. Laurent, is there something going on at Ward Mead this weekend?
You put me on the spot, and I'm drawing a blank, which I shouldn't be.
Is it not Garden Glow?
Yes, I believe it is, and I don't have the particulars, but I imagine there's somebody in this room that probably does. Yes, we do have Garden Glow this weekend at Ward Mead Botanical Gardens, so we'd encourage everybody to come out. I'm sure you can find the information on our website. My chief program plugger is on vacation, so Randy wasn't here to do that for you today, but thank you for bringing it up.
Great. We look forward to it. It's a good addition to Tulip Time.
Absolutely. I will add, it's too late to go, but we did have our Kansas Kids Day this past weekend at the Nature Trail at Shawnee North, and it was very well attended, so that's a great event, and worked out really well again this year.
Okay. Mr. Niehaus, do you want to talk anything about the culvert? Have we got the culvert fixed from our sinkhole?
We're kind of scrapping here.
We are.
You're next, Teresa.
Courtney House, Director of Public Works, as I told you last Thursday, I believe, last Thursday, that we'd have the road open by Friday, and it was. Now, what I don't know yet is, did we have the road open by filling in the void with gravel as a temporary measure, or were we able to get the asphalt down? I'll find that out, and but at least the road was open for the weekend.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other administrative communications? Mr. Mays?
Not much for me. A nice weekend, sports-wise. I know you probably watched that K-State game, and they lucked out, it looked like, but Ichabod's won.
They did.
And then Chiefs won, too, so.
It was a very nice weekend. Commissioner Rippon?
I went to the Ichabod game. It's always good to beat the Mules, and went to the K-State game. We did not luck out.
Yeah, they had bad luck with the quarterback. Yeah.
Had really bad luck with the quarterback. It looks like he's probably out for the season, but hopefully not. But anyway, it was a good time anyway.
Very good. I don't have anything additional. Our next item.
Item 6, executive session.
There is a need for an executive session this morning for consultation with an attorney for the body or agency which will be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship for a period not to exceed 15 minutes. No action is anticipated, starting at 9:35. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Reflect that it passes 3-0. We are in executive session beginning at 9:35 for 15 minutes.
Out the door. Maybe not. Okay.
We are back from executive session. No action was taken. We are adjourned.
Okay.
Miss anything?